The First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Around the First Coast, Jacksonville, wherever you may be, boy, it's a beautiful day on tap here around the First Coast. Let's look through this. I mean, absolutely gorgeous here. Mostly sunny skies. Do want to note, though, as we continue to watch this loop on through, our temperatures mid-80s. Gorgeous, gorgeous weather. But the winds are relatively light, but I believe it's on the next slide. I just noticed there is an error being reported at Palm Coast. Oh my gosh. 129 miles per hour. I believe that's probably 12.9. Somebody forgot a decimal point in there. Can we switch over to max 1, though, so I can go through the show? Because I believe we're still on the weather plus. There we are. Great stuff. All right. So while we're jumping on here, outside of, it being a beautiful day here on the First Coast, we do have these temperatures. They're going to warm up to mid to high 80s as we go ahead into the weekend. And then we do have that area in red. See it there. It's a weather impact alert day in our forecast for Saturday afternoon. Now, there's a few reasons for this. One, well, there's a lot of stuff going on over the weekend. We want to make sure you're staying weather aware. 2, there's that chance of some strong to severe thunderstorms that could impact said events. So let's talk about this and what we're anticipating. First off, the first half of Saturday is going to be nice. We're going to warm up pretty good. If you want to get out, do some boating or anything like that, we got festivals going on around the First Coast. Maybe you got a picnic planned around lunchtime. You'll be fine. It's the afternoon heading into the evening. I do anticipate the chance of some showers, about 3 to 10 o'clock. I believe by 10, most of this can be tapered off, and peaking around dinner time. Scattered storms, most of these could be in southeastern areas of Georgia with some gusty winds and maybe even some small hail. Yeah, we got a little cool air aloft, likely that could produce a lower freezing level. You get a lower freezing level, you get some convective storms that could very well trigger up a bit of hail. We've seen that about 2 weeks ago in a similar setup here. So, yeah, that's something to watch out for heading into the weekend. But, yeah, weekend rain chances definitely on the rise. The high-pressure ridge has been keeping us relatively nice. Starts to back off. Then you get this low towards our north. That's going to usher in kind of a front from the north and west. Combined with our sea breeze here on Saturday, increases that chance of some of these showers. And not only for Saturday, but also even over towards Sunday, I do anticipate some rain. And also on Monday, we're actually going to be having a bit of an easterly flow by Monday. It's not quite a full-blown nor'easter, but definitely an onshore wind with the chance of some coastal rainfall on top of that. So rain is back in the forecast here. So let's talk about Saturday a little more closely here. So we have that weather impact alert in place. This is about 3 o'clock when we do anticipate that to start. You can see some of the storms bubble up, but here's the key thing. Look at the west coast and look at the east coast. So you have that flow coming in from the west. You have that sea breeze set up. So naturally, you have two opposing air flows. When they meet, what's going to happen? They will rise. That's meteorology 101. So you get rising air moving into the vertical, and that is going to help bubble up some convection by about dinner time. And a few of these storms, they could become strong. This is what I'm talking about when you get that flow bubbling up. We have that cold front moving in, so you're going to have some cool air aloft, a little bit of hail, maybe some gusty winds, tornadoes. I really doubt that. But some local strong storms possible here heading into the evening hours. Not for everybody, though, but I would highly suggest staying weather aware. So if you got those evening plans, I personally was going to head out to the Northeast Florida Astronomical Society at Hanna Park. They're having a viewing after sunset. Once a month they do it. But this Saturday, and I've already telling them, hopefully things taper off. Enough where you can see some of the stars and the planets out there and everything. Always a good time. And you see here, this is by 10:30. Things do start to clear out just a bit. So let's look at that one more time. We can loop this on through for you. There's about 3 o'clock. And this is one particular model, but I think this is handling it the best. That westerly flow pushes the sea breeze back towards the coast. So the storms work their way in, starting into the afternoon, I-75, 301 corridor, and then shifting towards the east, heading through the evening. Then on Sunday, probably going to see something similar, a little bit further towards the south with the peak of it, which is good news, especially if you're talking about the I-4 corridor. Definitely they need the rain from Orlando out towards Tampa, towards Daytona, actually in a drought. We are not in a drought on the first coast. We're below average, but not quite to the very parched conditions here. But yeah. All right, so what's going on this weekend? Well, one of my favorite festivals, got the Shrimp Festival, the Isle of Eight Flags. Don't tell me what the Eight Flags are. I know it starts back from like Pirate Day all the way up to the United States, and there's 8 flags in between because Fernandina Beach area has been handed over from country to country during colonialism multiple times. So, yeah, there's a festival for that. Starts today, and the weather's looking good out there today. Friday is still looking good. Got some fireworks Friday evening. Now, Saturday and Sunday, as mentioned, into the evening, there's that chance of some showers. So if you want to get out earlier in the day is probably the better time to do so. Yeah. All right. So here's a look at and I also mentioned National Astronomy Day at Hanna Park. It's good stuff. It's right kind of one of their main parking areas there. They always have this about once a month at the I think it's like the first quarter moon, because then you can still see the moon, but there's not a lot of moonlight to wash out the stars. It's always a good time. Got a bunch of people out there who astronomical buffs, and they always enjoy it. My problem is 6-7 o'clock, a little bit of rain, but sunset is at 8:04, so hopefully most of the showers do taper off, and by 9 you're going to start to see some clearing peeking through, so you can get out there and just enjoy the stars. Of course, you can go outside anytime and look at the stars, but what they do there is they let you know what you're looking at. I think that's a key thing. Not just the planets, but explaining what the different constellations are, and maybe even some nebulas and things like that. I like me a little bit of science. Why not? Today, though, if we're starting off for our Thursday, 85 degrees for our high is comfortable. Got some passing clouds out there. I do want to mention this, though. We got the rain in the forecast, but if we look back at April, we did not see a lot of rain. We actually had a lot of sunshine. This is our temperatures per day, our high temperature each day. From normal, we were about 4.9 degrees above average. Good portion of the month we had above average temperatures. And we actually got near a few records. In fact, we had the second highest daily average high on record, 84.1 degrees here in Jacksonville. The third highest mean temperature, that is the entire day being averaged in. 71.7 is our mean temperature, and the second highest number of days over 90 degrees. I think it was 5 days over 90 degrees here in April, which is not common. There was only one other year that had more than that. If we take a look at the highest average April temperatures in 2011 was 84.7. 2025 is only second to that with an average of 84.1 for that high temperature. So my point is April was hot. It was also dry. 1.83 inches below the average rainfall, which we only had 1.1. And in fact, the first half of the month, really no rain at all to speak of, which is why we have those dry conditions and a drought for areas towards the south. The average, we typically get out near 3 inches of rainfall. April being one of the drier months, it's not until we get into June, July, August that we really start to see those these rain totals really pick up, because we get those classic afternoon showers every single day. I do want to stress this, though. This goes back, I don't like hyping things, my goodness. But I do want to stress the fact that we've had these hot temperatures. And, of course, with it being already 90-degree days, it doesn't just heat up the air, it doesn't just heat up the land, it heats up the water around Florida. And we're already seeing above average sea surface temperatures around the state of Florida. Now, it's not quite up to 80 degrees in our area, but if you look, if you look out towards the Gulf and into the Caribbean, it's already over 80. Remember, you need 80 degrees sea surface temperature for a tropical system. Of course, you need other ingredients, but that is one of the big factors, because the warmer the water is, the more energy, the more fuel for the fire, as I like to say. And if you get exceptionally warm, it's like throwing just gasoline on a fire. You get those like 85 to 90 degree temperatures. We're not like that off the coast of Jacksonville, but with these warm temperatures, it is getting us above average. It also goes back to, from Colorado State University. Oops, I hit the button too many times. They're saying, predicting 17 named storms here in 2025. The average is 14. 9 hurricanes. The average is 7. Major hurricanes more than average as well. Slightly more than average. Now, this has to do a lot with the weak La Nina we have in place right now, too. That often indicates slightly above average. But also, we'll see surface temperatures in the Atlantic are already running high. There's other factors that come into play in that long-range forecast, but it's going to be about average, just above average. But my, not concern, but my thing I'm thinking about the most is these sea surface temperatures, which are just staying rather warm. So if you're just joining in right now, I'm just going to jump back here through some of the graphics we already talked through, because I still got a few more minutes to talk with you. We're going to run over that weather impact alert heading into Saturday one more time, so you can plan out heading into your weekend here. And, Saturday 3 to 10 o'clock, scattered storms here with gusty winds, obviously, and that chance of some small hail, which is not terribly common in the month of May in Jacksonville. So make sure you download the First Coast News app. Obviously, you are watching this right now here on whatever platform you're watching on, YouTube, Facebook, FCN Plus. So you're already ahead of the game. So I don't really have to worry about you. But make sure people around you, if you're out at a picnic, you got an event, like, hey, we need to watch the sky this evening, because there's that chance of some local storms flaring up. All due to this flow coming in from the north and west. Got a bit of that onshore flow, which is going to be colliding with that, and that could help trigger up some of these afternoon showers. Taking a look at the IBM, this is our in-house weather model, gives you a good idea of what we're talking about here. This is about 3-4 o'clock. We'll see some of these showers starting to bubble up in here by 6-7 o'clock. Could be looking at these storms working their way from the west towards the east as you get that westerly flow colliding with the sea breeze here. I'm just checking to see if we got any comments on any of the social medias. Make sure that if you all have any questions or anything like that, I could answer them for you here directly. But if I'm not here, if I don't get to your question here right now, always remember that if you can always reach out at Robert Speta, or rspeta at tegna.com. I don't mind answering questions if you ever want to send anything my way. And plus, don't forget, if you have any photos or anything like that, you can send us some photos to our First Coast News Weather Watchers Facebook page. So I don't see anything right now, but like I said, if I don't get it to you right now, or maybe you're watching this later, just make sure you can send a message our way, and not just me, anybody on the weather team. We'll get back to you as quickly as possible. So, yeah, that's a look at the radar, and you're going to be expecting some messy weather, though, heading into the weekend, especially in the second half of the day. The first half should be okay. So if you got plans to get out there Saturday morning, Sunday morning, should be fine. It's not until we start to see that daytime heating, a little bit of that sea breeze helping to trigger up the storms, that we're going to start to see that chance of some showers out there. So if you got those plans, maybe you're heading out to the Shrimp Festival. I think Orange Park has a car show going on Saturday afternoon too. Or, like I said, National Astronomy Day happening here on Saturday. Got some viewing out at Hanna Park that you can check out as well. So get out there, enjoy your day. It's going to be a nice one on tap here on our Saturday, and even heading through next week. I don't believe I have the 7-day. Do I have the 7-day popped up here? Let me see if I got it. You're helping me scroll through the graphics. I should have brought over my computer here with me. Maybe I don't. Anyways, that's old. All right, I'm not gonna just keep scrolling here because I'm afraid I might show you some graphics that are no longer valid. This one is. So today and tomorrow looking gorgeous. I hope you get out there and enjoy your day. And we'll have more information, what you can expect heading into the weekend here on First Coast News at 5, 6, 7, and 11. Have a good day, guys.